What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today I'm bringing you guys another Forza 5 drift build. Now, this is probably one of the most requested drift builds that I've had, actually, in the comment section of probably, I want to say, the last 3 or so drift builds. And this is the Toyota GT86 slash Scion FRS, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of people wanted me to do a drift build on this car, so we're going to be doing a drift build on one. So, my plan with this thing is to not engine swap it. I want to try and keep the stock motor in there, because the stock motor is actually really nice. It's a really good motor, I think. I like the way it, revs, and I like the way the torque comes on as well. So, I'm going to try and leave the stock motor in there, and I'm thinking we're going to go with base color. Let's just go with orange, because orange looks really good on the car. And, I mean, we could go from there with any kind of paint job we want. We could put carbon stuff on it. We could do whatever we want to do with it. This thing, I'm going to go pretty much full-out body kits with this thing. Well, not to the point where it looks, like, ugly or anything like that. I'm going to obviously, you know, take kind of as tasteful of a body modding approach as I possibly can. But we'll see where it goes, and especially with running the stock motor, I really want to see how well the stock motor does when it's turbocharged. Now, let's see. Yeah, drop that down all the way. Oh, yes. And don't really need anything else from there. And for the drivetrain, obviously we want to upgrade everything as usual. Now, the reason why you want to upgrade everything in the drivetrain is not necessarily just because of the fact that you're putting in race parts. It's because, and I'm sure most of you guys know this, but for anybody that's kind of new to the game, most of these parts are what allow you to tune various aspects of your car obviously various drivetrain aspects of your car, and without any of these, it would be very hard to set up a drift car to your personal liking. Now, for the tire compound, I'm thinking of going with streets, which is generally what I always go with. If I have like a ton of power, I'll use sports, but generally I like to stick with streets. Now, for the rear tire size, this car has really skinny tires, basically Prius tires. So you're gonna want to up the rear tire size just a little bit. I think probably 255s in the back are pretty good. I don't want rear grip issues. I would rather have a more squiggly rear end than for it to have grip issues. Now, for the rims themselves, I like these a lot. The BBS RS GTs, they work really well on this car, but I'm going to look and see what else we can actually put on it. Those, I think, you know what? Those, I know they might not look the best in their chrome state, but I feel like if we painted them maybe bronze or black, they would look really, really nice. These are actually the same rims that I put on my my GT500, and let me just see real quick. In fact, I want to try and look at the other rims as well, the sport rims, because there's some really nice rims in here, too. Those are actually kind of interesting. You know what? I actually really like those. I might come back to those. Choosing rims is always the hardest thing. I don't know if it's, like, difficult for you guys, but for me, choosing rims is always, like, one of the hardest things when I'm building a drift car, a circuit car. Basically, customizing any kind of car in Forza, or, like, any kind of car in real life, is really choosing the right rims, because there's so much to choose from, and so many of them look cool, that you're never, like, you really have to settle on, you know, the exact rims that you want. And, you know what? Yeah, we're going actually back to the multi-piece rims, and to the BBS RS GTs, because these absolutely, oh my god, they look beast. They look awesome. I'm going to bump up that's not what I wanted to do. That is not what I wanted to do. We're going to bump up the size in the rear first. 19s are, I don't know. 19s, I think they look a little big. 18s are good for me. I think 18s fit the FRS really, really well. They look good. They're not too low profile. I mean, they are low profile, but they're not too low profile. It doesn't look like you're trying to, you know, basically have just a tiny sliver of rubber, you know, wrapped around a huge rim. No, it's not like that. It's not to the point where it just feels wrong, which is really nice. But let's see. Ew, that's ugly. I don't like it at all. Um, Thinking about this Gretty front bumper, I like this Gretty front bumper a lot. The Vari front bumper, and maybe. I like the way it looks. It's basically an extension of the stock bumper. So is the C West, but I like the Gretty front bumper. That one is especially nice. I really, really like that bumper. Now, for the wing, you guys already know. You guys already know. It's going to be this drift wing. I mean, not drift wing, per se, but Rocket Bunny wing, because the Rocket Bunny wing, it just looks beast. And if you're going to put a wing on the back of an FRS, it might as well be one of those, really. It might as well be a Rocket Bunny wing. And we're going to go ahead and put the Gretty rear bumper on this thing as well, because it's got a nice little diffuser. I believe it's carbon fiber. I'm not exactly totally sure on that. It could be. It might not be. Let's see. Which Gretty skirts do we want? I don't like that. I like this, and I like this as well. I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna actually go with the. I'm gonna go with the first. I'm gonna go with the first Gretty option. Oh wait, I forgot hoods. I forgot to go look at the hoods. And the Gretty hood, yeah, it takes off 5 pounds and it looks cool. So why not? And for the conversion, now we're not engine swapping it. Definitely we're not engine swapping it, but we are going to turbo it. We're going to stick a single turbo in there, and the single turbo alone is going to bring it up to 275 horsepower, which is a huge gain over stock. Huge gain. I'm imagining that this is probably going to come out somewhere around the 500 horsepower range, maybe 550. Depends on how willing this car is to make boost. But, and how well it responds to all the upgrades, but we're already up to 307 horsepower, so we might actually beat that goal. Yeah, 323. This thing is gaining power really fast. Some engines, they gain power a lot quicker than others with these upgrades. Let's see. So here we are after a cam. 415 horsepower, 291 pounds-feet of torque. Doing really well. I'm actually, like I said, really surprised at the output of this stock engine. It's really it's putting out a lot more than I thought it would. We're nearly at 500 horsepower now. We'll install the turbo last. 490 after the race pistons. Now for our intercooler, that's going to bring us up to 511 horsepower, 359 pounds-feet of torque. And our weight is still relatively low, 2,757 pounds. And with a race oil and cooling system, we're up to 522 horsepower and 366 pounds-feet of torque. Now, I'm wondering if that race turbo is going to bring us up, is going to bring the torque figure up to 400. We'll have to see. And if it does, that would be awesome. Oh, dude, 625 horsepower and 438 pounds-feet of torque. And that's basically, that's a built up, basically well, not bolt-on, because there's a lot of stuff that we did that wasn't bolt-on parts, but basically, that's a fully built stock motor, and it's making 625 horsepower, 438 pounds-feet of torque. That's not bad whatsoever. That's actually really, really good for this car. And considering the fact of the engine we're working with, 4-cylinder boxer, it's a really good output. It's a really nice output, and I'm really excited to test this car out. And then 25. Let's see, bring that down to 1.5, 2, 1, and then 6. If we get there, yeah. Don't mess with those. Bring this down all the way. Definitely just slam the ride height. I always do that for all of my drift cars. It might not be the best thing, but then again, I find that it allows for a little bit more control, and it just makes the car look better. It really, really does. It makes the car ride really nicely, especially when you're taking pictures of it. If you're like a Forza photographer, then that is like, and you want some nice pictures, slam the ride height on some of your cars, and you'll get some sweet pictures. Let's apply this setup, and go ahead and, I'm not going to do it in test drive mode. I'm actually going to go all the way out to the, oh god, single race mode after I'm done painting it. So, I think I want to make the hood carbon fiber, but let's see. We've got Polished carbon fiber, I don't like it because it doesn't flow all the way down to the end. It doesn't really flow, and I don't like the way that looks. So we are going to do carbon fiber mirrors, though, because carbon fiber mirrors, in my opinion, they really look good on almost anything. They always add something to a car. Now for the rims, they're automatically going to be white, and that's like really, really white. Those rims are like real white rims. Some of the rims in Forza don't really look white, but these are like true white rims. Now for the special colors, I'm liking the polished carbon fiber. I know I do that on a lot of my wheels, but I'm really liking it here too. But for the metal flake, I'm thinking since this car allows us to really take everything to to take the wheels all the way to white, I think that we should actually be able to get literally a full white metal flake, and that would be awesome, like a dual tone white metal flake. And maybe if I bring this down, we can add just a little bit of black into it. I don't know if that worked. Maybe if we add a little bit of orange into it. Just a little bit. Because there's a tiny bit of orange flake in there. It's hard to see, though. That looks a little bit too pink. You know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with... Oh, no way. You could tint the carbon fiber? What? What? I'm just now finding this out. You can tint the carbon fiber. So basically, red carbon fiber, like dark red, almost like maroon carbon fiber. And then, oh man, what? Oh, come on, now I have to get that color back. Kidding me? There we go. And then, okay. This is a little bit frustrating because every time I try and do it, it's weird. Here, move this over to, actually no. Leave it back at red. And then move the tint, over to red. And then bring this up. And that's going to give us a really nice dark red tint. You go ahead and hit OK for that. But then what we're going to do is take the body and paint it black. But it's not going to just be any black. We're going to do... What? The rims just changed back! That is so frustrating. Oh my god, that is so frustrating. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go and make the wheels carbon black. I'm just going to make them carbon black because I'm satisfied with carbon black, and I'll leave them carbon black, and the car color is fine the way it is because I am not willing to mess with it anymore because it seems to want to change everything every time I go near it. So I'm good. I think I'm not really going to mess with it that much anymore. I mean, I will in future, builds and everything, but at least not in this one, because it's being a little bit, let's just say, temperamental. So, as far as the track, let's see, I kind of want to do Top Gear, actually, but there's also the Test Track Airfield, which I actually really want to go to, so let's do that. Let's go to the Test Track Airfield, and... No, you know what? No. We're going to Bernese Alps. I know I've gone to Bernese Alps a lot recently, but I just love this dang track. I love it. It's so good. It is so good, and I can't really get enough of this track, and I find that it's a really nice track to be able to test out your drift cars, and it's just fun. It's just really a fun track, especially on the Stadtplatz layout for drifting. I mean, but then again, the full circuit is also great for drifting, so... Really, whatever layout you want to run on this track, you can. It's all up to you. Just run whatever layout you want and have fun with it, because it is literally, I think, probably the best original track ever made in Forza, other than Fujimi Kaido. I think it looks pretty beast. I'm not gonna lie, I think it looks pretty beast. Sounds pretty good, too. Alright, let's see how this thing sounds. Spits fire pretty much every single rev. That is a full brake stand. If you look at the brakes, I am 100% on the brakes right now. And the car is still moving forward and bouncing off the rev limiter. That is insane. Well, the rear tires are warm, so we can just go. Dang, when the boost comes on, though. Wow. Man, when that boost comes on, it just comes on, and those rear tires do not stop spinning. Which is awesome. That is exactly how I like my drift cars to be set up. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Come on, come on. Oh, that's too close. Too close, too close for me. I don't know. I messed it up a little bit. I allow for, like, maybe 1 or 2 rewinds per build, because I really don't like rewinding. I actually kind of hate it. But I do like to keep the car looking nice. And I feel like if I'm getting used to a new car, I can kind of allow myself a couple of rewinds if I mess up. But generally, I don't need to do them. This thing feels so different from that GT500 I built last. But it's a good difference. It's not like, oh, it's different in a bad way. It's a good difference because it all depends on, number one, you know, like what kind of car you want to drive, what kind of mood you're in when you want to go drift. And, ooh, that was a bad line. But, like, what kind of mood you're in when you want to go drift, like I said. And, you know, like, also, like, what kind of personality you like your cars to have. This car is very nimble, it's very controllable, and it's very responsive. It really responds to pretty much every input you give it, and everything is immediate. Everything is immediate, everything is deliberate, and it does what you tell it to do, no questions asked. It's a very no questions asked kind of car. And it's not really going to surprise you all that much unless you're not ready for the boost. If you're not ready for the boost, that's when it's going to surprise you and catch you off guard and possibly cause you to spin. But it's got so much power that you just get it up into the boost, the rear wheels will spin, and you can easily get it back into the direction you actually want to be facing. And as you can see, it is not hard to keep this thing sideways. Not one bit difficult whatsoever. Get out. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't go too far off the side. Whew, I had to slow down my drift because I was afraid I was going to go off the side of the track. Alright, let's do this. Kick it out. Oh, that's too wide. Too wide. Too wide. Crap. Actually, I thought we went out, if we went outside that yellow line, I thought we were going to legitimately just completely lose all our points. But no, we're good. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. See, that's the thing. It allows you to get it back. It lets you bring it back. When you go even, like, really far into your angle, it, like, into, like, say, for example, a really high-angle drift, it lets you bring it back. It's not going to fight with you and just kind of drive you into the wall. It lets you bring it back, and it's not... It's like, okay, you want to bring it back? Okay, I got you. It's always there for you. It's like, okay, I got you. And it's not like you feel like the car is babying you, but you feel like you're always in control, and you feel like the car wants you to be in control. You feel like the car trusts you, and therefore you're willing to trust it. Power up the hill. It just keeps it sideways. When you're on boost, I mean, we're in 5th gear sideways. We were sideways all the way up the hill. All the way up the hill, spinning. Spinning the rears all the way up the hill. I mean, kicks it out whenever you ask for it. No questions asked whatsoever. Just fun. I think the fun factor, because every car is fun for a different reason. It's fun to drift for a different reason. For example, the Buick Regal GNX that I did a little while ago was fun to drift because of how unpredictable it was. This is the exact opposite. Literally the exact opposite. It's fun to drift because of how predictable it is, and because you know you can hit the lines you want to hit every single time. There's no guessing. There's no, oh my God, am I going into this corner? Am I going to actually come out on the other side without plowing into a wall first? No, it tells you what it's going to do. It communicates with you, and it is very, very effective because of it. Very, very effective, very smooth. And I would recommend this car to really, I want to say, yes, I would recommend it to beginner drifters. However, it could be a little bit difficult for beginner drifters to get a handle on this car because of the fact that the handling is very, very quick. You kind of have to know how to catch the car quickly. You have to be able to react quickly in order to make this car effective. However, if you know how to catch it, and you know how to catch it quickly, and you've developed your, I guess, drifting reflexes in Forza, then you're going to really like this car. However, if you're new to drifting, like you're just starting to get into it, like maybe today, like for example, today when you're watching this video is your first time ever drifting, this car might be a little bit tricky for you to actually get into with this setup. If you're very, very new to drifting, like, you know, you're just out of the gate, I recommend something a bit heavier. Like, for example, the Impala SS 409, or maybe the GT500, the Camaro ZL1 works well too, which, by the way, I will be doing a build of that very soon. And the reason why those cars, I feel, are better for, like, really, like, real beginners, like, people that are, like, literally just starting out today, is because of the fact that they behave differently. They drift slower, which makes them a lot more accessible, and easier to catch for people that are new to drifting. But this car, if you're like an intermediate drifter, advanced drifter, this thing is so good and so legit. I absolutely love it. I mean, I give this thing, really, I can't find anything wrong with it. I give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, I'll still be refining the setup and everything, but on the strict basis of the car and the way it feels, straight up 10 out of 10. Absolutely love this car, and I hope you guys actually go and build this car, because it's a really, really great car. And if you guys want a really effective drift car, go build yourselves one of these. And if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys later.